Andy, how we doing, mate? We're feeling negative on this Friday night, like Bruce's tactics.
Well, I saw a good Joe Linton header. You don't see that very often.
How typical is it that he pulls out of the bag and it still doesn't go in for him?
Yeah, I wouldn't have mattered, I don't think. But you never know. Could have been one of them Brucey grandstand finishes that we're used to. I mean, I'm watching that game, and for a large part of it, I fully expected a ones each. It's that I think
Yeah,
that's what it's turned into. But I think it would have been a travesty again. Like, to be honest, you don't need. I mean, the pundits put a very positive spin. To be fair to them, that they go like, "Oh, the players will be waiting for. They might be expecting a half chance and like a crumbs that come from that." But it's just dreadful, isn't it? It's bad enough us having to watch it, but at least have got a ones each, would have a bit of excitement for that moment and would take the draw. But in the long run, I mean, it's just absolutely pitiful. Like, I mean, Jesus, I mean, I think you'd have to be in a straitjacket to watch pay-per-view Newcastle games. So I mean, obviously there would have been people watching it tonight on normal Sky, but how long do they watch it for? I mean, you've had to sacrifice watching Emmerdale and Coronation Street to watch that shite. So and a bit of EastEnders, so it's hard. Like it's just a. I remember sort of watching West Brom when they had Pulis, and obviously Stoke when Pulis was there, and Palace and teams like that, and Allardyce. At all the teams he's been at us especially, but like Bolton and Blackburn, and pitying the fans of them clubs. Just thinking, what you might have beat with them tactics, but it's dreadful to watch, isn't it? We don't win many with it. To be fair, we scrape by, nostrils above water. So it's not. It's a joyless existence being a Newcastle fan watching that dross, and you just suspect while Ashley's there. I mean, the field takeover has been a godsend for him. There's no one to abuse him at the matches, and it's all forgotten, isn't it? It's just that you don't. I mean, you barely talk about yourself, and that's not a slur against you. It's just that it's just been put away, and I think that people just realise Ashley's there to stay now. There's very little resistance. I think Newcastle fans, but the players put up a whimper, really, don't they? And I think the fans are just downtrodden as well, aren't they? I don't think there's even Geordie Rick doesn't wouldn't walk into glass anymore, does he? Really? So it's it's just an existence in it. I mean, bloody hell, I'll take waterboarding over watching Newcastle most of the time. Like,
it's funny how it's came to that now, isn't it? Because I've seen a few fans, yeah, saying that they turned off tonight, and then the WhatsApp groups that I'm in, and when we were doing the watch along, people were commenting saying, "Oh, I'm just playing on Grand Theft Auto, but still listening to these, but not watching the match." I mean, what's that came to when like people are playing on the PlayStation, listening to us, but not even watching the game? Do you know what I mean? That's how bad it is. Where they're not even actually watching the game live. Like they're just doing anything other than they can. They'll play on a computer game. They'll go on the phone. Like you say, you'll watch fucking Emmerdale over watching Steve Bruce at Newcastle.
well, I mean, I was catching up with me some of your work emails that I was gonna have to go troll through over the weekend. So so I managed to. It was quite productive, really. Like I was just sort of, and it's like when you watch a football game in a bar and there's no commentary on and there's loud music and there's sometimes the game just drifts by and you can't focus on it. I think it's just like when you watch it in the house and it's just like that, isn't it? I mean, I don't lie down on my sofa anymore because there's a big danger I'll fall asleep. I used to when I used to watch the FA Cup games when that Paul Lasser and people like that were playing and all the kids were out and shit, like the two Amiyobis used to play back in the day, and you just drift up. You'd be playing at that Brighton away, and you just knew that your eyes were starting to roll. Before you know it, you'd wake up and there'd be 10 minutes left of the game, and that's just, I mean, if you have difficulty sleeping, forget your pills. Like take natural remedies, watch Newcastle United's highlights, or watch the game, and then you'll drift off because it's dull. I mean, I'm starting to think. If you look at the stats, with the Pulis and Allardyce and all the terrible managers of yesteryear, you look at Bruce must be up there, I would think, with the tactics and the dreadful football. I mean, I think
100%.
for how solid we were against Everton, I think Everton were poor. But it's what attacked against Everton with a bit more purpose. I mean, tonight it was just a non-entity, wasn't it? It's when we do break, we just look. It's so we look like amateurs, to be honest. You look at Southampton, how like slick passing it. We try and pass out the back, and you know that we're taking risks to pass out the back when we're just going to hump it forward or lose the ball, before we get in their half anyway. So cut the middleman out and just hoof it first up. I mean, there's no point in taking risks when we're not a footballing team, quite literally. So I just think everything about it, it's just like we look nervous, and we've got numbers at the back for sure, but there's no organisation. But you're putting the whole square pegs through round holes scenario, isn't it? You've got too many people are out of position, too many people are uncomfortable in the position they're playing in, and Souness used to do that all the time at Newcastle. You can't accommodate, changing positions to accommodate like one or two missing. I know you got Shelby missing. If Hayden's on the bench, you've got the international break coming up. If he's fit enough to be on the bench, I would just play him today. Playing proper central midfielders. If he's not fit enough, then why put him on the bench? Just put like a sub less or put a kid on. Give the kid an out in the same areas and give him some experience. But I don't see the point of putting subs on that aren't going to come on, that aren't fit. And what injuries on drastic are they really? We've still got enough there. Like if that's the bare bones of the squad, it's far from that. I mean, I think if the international break's coming at a good time, because the key men are obviously St. Maximum and obviously Wilson. So I'm going off a bit of a worry, but I think got a break now, so hopefully he'll be all right. But I mean, really, we're just relying on too few players, really. And if any injury to key players, I mean, Shelby's a decent loss, but I just think you've got your two star players really and without them, I mean, we really, really are scraping the barrel, aren't we?
All right, thanks, mate. We'll try and enjoy the next week or so, and we'll see you after the international break. Happy lockdown.
Happy lockdown, mate. See you next time.
See you there.
Yeah. See ya.